Hello friends, this is Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Make and Take Tuesday. This is a little series I do weekly on my channel where I share a new paper collection, die, tool, technique, design, and we make something beautiful together. I know I said I was all done making autumn projects, fall projects, but then I wasn't counting on Photoplay paper coming out with this collection called Meadows Glow by Michelle Coleman. Guys, this is stunning, and fall is my favorite. I had to add it to the stash. So we're gonna squeak in one more fall project today, since it is the last day of October. And then starting tomorrow, it will be all Christmas, all throughout November, and I'll try to throw in some extra projects too. But I just had to show you this beautiful paper collection. I don't need any more fall papers, but I bought this anyway because it's so gorgeous. Everything about it just makes me happy. So we're going to make something today. I'm not sure exactly what, but it's going to be fun and it's going to be fabulous. These are all the sticker sheets. The sticker sheets come with the collection kit. They really hit it out of the park with this one. And then I also got the variety cardstock. I really like their cardstock. It's very heavyweight. It's 80 pound, but it's nice, heavy 80-pound paper and smooth. It die cuts beautifully. It makes great card bases. So these are the colors in this particular variety pack. And this is called Ginger. Isn't that nice? So let me get things started and we'll make something pretty together. All right, friends, we're going to start by building our card base, and I've already put mine together, as you can see. This is one sheet of 8.5 by 11 inch paper, and I scored this at 4, 4.5, 8.5, and then this creates this little slimline card with a 1/2 inch spine, so you can tuck some goodies inside. The gold liners are cut from the My Color cardstock, and they are 3 7/8 by 8 3/8, and you'll need 1, 2, 3 of those. And then on your little flap, these are 2 1/8 by 8 3/8 on each side. So 2 1/8 by 8 3/8. And then these that go over the gold cardstock, these are 3 3/4 by 8 1/4. And I did that here and here. I love this textured paper. For our pocket, I took the scrap of my textured paper, which of course is the same width. And then I just added gussets to the back and put this down as a pocket, topped it with stickers from the sticker pad, this little flower, and I'm going to do something here, I'm just not sure what yet, and this little sentiment. So we'll probably stamp a sentiment and add it up here. We'll just see how this all goes, but there's the card base. Then for the card front, I cut a 3 5/8 by 8 1/8 inch piece of this rust, and this is the back side of the gold. It was really hard to decide which side of this to use because both are so beautiful. That's why I'm glad they give me 2 sheets. And then the mushroom paper is 3 3/8 by 7 3/4. And I've stitched that onto that pretty rust background. Now I want to add a little distress stamping to the back. I brought in my Spellbinders Sunflower Greetings stamps, which are so beautiful. And I'm going to start with this script stamp. This is the first time I've used it, so you just peel these off the sheet. And I have Distress Oxide in Tea Dye and Rusty Hinge. And I don't know if you know this or not, but you can use distress inks with clear acrylic stamps. So I'm just putting this down there. I'm using my hand, and I'm just going to randomly stamp this. I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to look not perfect, all right? Which not perfect stamping is easy for me to do. It's perfect stamping that I struggle with. All right, so that takes care of that. Sorry, it's Monday morning. A little joke never hurts. All right, and then see these distress blotches? I want to use the tea dye to do this. And for this, I'm going to use a stamping block just because they're tiny and hard to hold on to with just my fingers. So I'm going to hit my tea dye, and I'm just going to go right over where I've just stamped with the Rusty Hinge. Isn't that pretty? Maybe one down here. And we're just adding some texture and some layers to this muted background in a very easy way. Okay, I think that's good. I like that. That looks really good to me. So I'm going to stop right there. The next thing I did was I went into my Sunflower Serenade dies and pulled out this beautiful sunflower die. And then I die cut it from my patterned papers, which is such a pretty look. And these dies are really etched, so you get wonderful detail on the leaves. And I'm just going to lightly spritz them with water and put them down on my shaping mat. I did 2 layers for the petals. I'm just going to turn these face down, and I've got my ball stylus, and I'm just pressing the leaves. And I'm being kind of gentle because this is not my usual heavy paper that I use for flower making. This is the lighter patterned paper, so I don't want to tear it. All right. So there's the one for the back. This one, I'm going to do every other one up. I'm going to flip it and do it this way. And then I'm going to take my fingers and just kind of pinch the ends a little bit to give them more of a, you know, that raggedy sunflower edge shape. And it's easy to do this because the paper is slightly damp from being spritzed. So I'm going to bring my base in. I'm going to put just a little dab of hot glue in the center there. I'm going to bring this one in and stagger it over the one on the bottom, and then just press with my stylus to get a little bit of lift. Isn't that pretty? Then I die cut the little centerpiece out of my brown cardstock, and this is going to go right in the middle. And then this little piece that represents the sunflower seeds will go in the center of that. And for that, I'm going to use my Dries Clear. Okay. Got a couple that didn't quite pop out there. There we go. All right. I have 3 leaves that I die cut, and I'm just going to do the same thing, sort of shape and pinch a little bit, just to add that little bit of dimension. And these are great because you can see how they've built into the etching. So the leaves actually look a little bit distressed. It's really neat. And this is cut out of the scrap of the green patterned paper. All right. So let's bring this in. Here's my stem. And I'm going to put this down right about here and in the center. Okay. Now here's my flower. Just like this. And as this dries, that's the really cool thing. There is starch in paper. And when you wet it like I did, it releases the starch, and as it dries, it makes those petals harden and hold their form, which is really neat. I want this one actually to go more like this. All right, so there's our flower. This is a really simple card front. This is from the Serenade of Autumn chipboard. This is one of gold foil sentiments, and I just put glue on the back of that to hold it in place. Before we go any further, I want to add some stamping to the inside. And it's easier to do if this is flat, so I'm bringing my rusty hinge back in, and I'm just going to add some of these distress. Yeah, I think that's good for that. And then this sweet sentiment that says sending seeds of happiness and love. And for that, I'm going to bring in my black archival. I've just put this on a block because I want this to come out clean. There we go. It's a new stamp, so it wanted to stick, but we avoided a disaster. Then I want to take this beautiful sunflower. And I'm going to place this right here. And I'm going to get this with my, let me see, I think, again, rusty hinge is what I want to go with. So if you've never stamped with oxides, they really are quite wonderful for stamping. See, it's just like a little distressed image. I like that. So that takes care of that. And maybe let's take one of these sweet little butterflies right here. Maybe another one down here going the opposite direction. So that looks pretty good. And let's take this gold dot. All right, friends, I have finished this up. I added a little chipboard here, and then I cut a 3.5 by 12 inch piece of my ginger then a 3 1/4 by 5 1/4 of this textured, and then this is from the 3 by 4, and this is just a 3 by 3/4 inch scrap that I put down there to finish it off. Inside, I stamped a little panel with "I'm truly grateful for everything you do," little pocket with a little tea bag. Of course, you can also write a note up here, which is why I kept this really flat. This will go in the pocket with our honey stick. It's easier if you put this in first and then the honey stick back behind it. And then I just took this little tag sticker and matted it on a scrap of this textured paper. You can also write a note back here. Added some baker's twine and a tag. So that finishes the inside. Let's put our cover on. And then see where we're at. You can see how the petals on our sunflower have stiffened in that pretty shape. And it also helps keep them safe when you ship. A lot of you ask me, how do you ship these? I've answered it about a gazillion times, but I wrap it in tissue paper and I put it in a bubble mailer. And yes, they are fairly expensive to ship, but they are the gift. So, you know, I don't mind the extra postage. All right, that looks really good. The last little thing I want to do, I've got this beautiful butterfly from the Serenade of Autumn. This is one of those dimensional, they're acetate, they're really pretty. So that's going to go right there. And that just kind of pulls all the colors and everything together. And then I've got some baker's twine. I'm just going to wrap this around the side. I realize I went kind of long here, but better long than short. Long you can cut, short you're stuck. And then I took a couple of pretty charms, pretty fall charms, put them on jump rings. I'm just going to tie a knot to make sure that's really secure. And then just a little bow. Add this button right here. And then our pretty charms dangle down from that. I think that was a good decision. I think that's it. That's our last fall project for 2023. I always hate to put it away, but Christmas will be here soon, and I have so many beautiful Christmas papers and dies and goodies to share with you. So we'll continue to have fun. I will have a photo array at the end of this tutorial so you can look at the close-ups and such. And I will also put a link to my blog in the description box below this video so that you can hop over there and find the materials I used quickly and easily in case you want to make one of your own. All right, guys, go get your craft on. Bye.